Nowadays we see a lot of people on phone and we wonder, was it how was it when there were no phones? What were we doing to cope up with things and engage ourselves into an activity which can get pleasure in our life? Now, is this pleasure actually something which your mind needs because you want to indulge in pleasure, or it is trying to escape from something very unpleasant happening in your life? We see a lot of our teenagers and our kids into all this, and we wonder what we should do to bring some kind of stability in their life. Not only there, but our life too. So let's understand today, what is all this about? What are we trying to do when we are trying to distract ourselves from certain things? And what will be the healthy way to, to come up to a solution which will help us grow and be ourselves? Hi, I'm Dr. Deepa Shetty here and I'm a health coach. Today we're going to talk about something called coping mechanism. What does coping mechanism means? Coping mechanism is a strategy and behavior that we do to, to deal with an unpleasant emotion which arises due to unpleasant situation and stresses in our life. So the different type of coping mechanism can be escapism by indulging ourselves into a phone or TV or anything that can give us pleasure at that point of time. So eating sweets, eating too much, overeating, this can also be a coping mechanism to make you feel good because you're not feeling good at that point of time. Other types of coping mechanisms can be different according to different people. But even the spirituality or the religious mantras that we do on a daily basis, that we see our parents and our significant elderly doing, is a coping mechanism at times. The problem is not in the coping mechanism, because we all need something out there that can make us, that can help us go through this, through this storm that we're experiencing at that point of time, which is so overwhelming that we need to be in charge of ourselves to go through this. The problem is not in the coping mechanism, it is in the way we are dealing with life. It is in the way whether that is healthy for you or not. Many times, substance abuse like drugs and alcohol can be a coping mechanism because you don't know how to deal with this unpleasant emotion that you're experiencing. The problem lies there, where you don't know how to deal with this unpleasant emotion, and for which what you need to do is be aware of your own self and know to deal with it. Problems don't get arrested. It's like I am feeling fever right now. Taking a crocin will settle my fear, but that's a temporary relief unless I arrest what is causing this fever, unless I know what infection is causing this fever, and unless I know from where I can target it at the root so that it doesn't appear again. So sometime it will help you at that point of time, but in the long run it's not helpful. You need to know that you got to solve the problem from the root to feel the permanent and a long lasting effect, rather than temporarily leaving it with any kind of distraction that you get. So if the problems are there in the life, what's important is to find a solution to that problem so that you are able to learn from that situation, grow from that situation, grow from a person who is not able to deal with that problem to a person who can look back and see that now I know how to deal with this problem. Like how we were in the schools, the 8th standard problem was so big that during exam time we used to have a lot of anxiety and stress. But when we reached the 10th standard, or rather now when we look back, that 8th standard problem looks so small because we have grown from there. So every situation out there is making you learn something like the school was teaching you. And when you grow ahead, everything that you are facing at that point of time will look small. So it's important that you know the solution to the problem rather than distracting yourself from that unpleasant situation. Sometimes the life can throw you a lot of situation which you don't want to deal with. So taking a meditative approach can be a very good adaptive coping mechanism where you can Breathe in, breathe out, relax yourself, and then respond from a state of mind which is far calmer and not a stressful being of you, and it will respond in a better way, in a healthier way for yourself and others. So spirituality can be a healthy coping mechanism. Eating right kind of food so that your body doesn't experience that stress so strong. So other than, mentally you're experiencing stress, emotion wise, depression, anxiety, everything that you're any which way is experiencing. But if your body is not strong enough, you will experience it in your body too, the numbing. If you have B12 deficiency, you'll experience the numbness of your hands and fingers and all that. So you need to keep your body healthy. So eating right, overeating and eating sweets to get rid of that unpleasant emotion may be temporary, but if you solve that problem and you experience the hurry of it, like you have won a race, you have completed one target while exercising, that adrenaline rush is far greater because you have invested on your body and on your mind, far greater than those temporary things. So, adapting to a healthier coping mechanism will make you reach where you want to be. Getting aware of your own self, spending the time with your own self, understanding and accepting your emotion, then growing beyond that will make you a person you want to be. And I'm sure every one of us want to tap into that love we have and respond from love than from reaction to the problems or escaping from that problem. So sometimes when we don't want to deal with people, we escape into our loneliness. That's not where you will grow. But I know to deal with people rather than not deal, interact with people, have a communication with them, enjoy with them. And then I want my me time to feel and know my own self. That's where you want to reach. That's where you will not feel those anxiety pangs which you're feeling. Once you know everything that you don't know, you'll fear. Everything that you know will make you comfortable. And that's where the growth is all about. From a journey to where you don't want to be, to where you want to be, and tapping inside your inner soul and inner self and being what you are is what this whole life is all about. And I'm sure everyone wants to experience that life which is so full of love within you. I find that life when I go in midst of nature that fills me with a lot of love and compassion for myself and others. You will find your medicine or your life somewhere else. Tap in there and you will find yourself beautifully growing within you and also spreading it outside. And that's what we all want to be, isn't it? So, adapt to a healthier coping mechanism and you will see how beautiful you are within and out. Thank you for listening to me and allowing me to add value to your life. Do leave a comment in the comment section and see you all soon. Thank you.